Hi there, this is Bunny
and Gala,
and we're underwater content creators.
This is the Insta360 X5 with the invisible dive case.
And this is the new Invisible Dive Case Pro.
It offers higher quality, more flexibility in post-production, and pro-level performance.
Today we're going to show you how to make the most of it.
So what's new with this dive case? Well, clearly the size. But why is that important? The new optical grade dome delivers increased sharpness and details, which result in a super high quality image that takes full advantage of the 8K of the camera. Of course, the stick is invisible like with the standard X5 dive case, but this one is built for pros.
Now let's talk about setting up your camera. You want to put the camera right inside the Dive Case Pro and close it with all 4 latches to make it waterproof up to 50 meters of depth. After that, you want to attach the mount, and this one is extra special because it has a little stopper that allows you to put the camera perfectly aligned to the stick, which is really important for all 360 footage. So we attach the dive case to the mount, screw it on super tightly, and then we screw that on to the weight block. The weight block is a new element and it's super important to counter the buoyancy of this larger dive case. So you want to attach it right to the dive case before the actual invisible selfie stick. That's the best way to be able to film underwater and counter the buoyancy of this bigger camera. Then remember, when you come out of the water, to always put your camera inside the pouch. This will protect the lenses from any scratches and keep your camera in great condition for a very long time.
So now that you set up your camera, long press the Q button, the lower of the 2 buttons you have accessible on your dive case, and this will put the camera into dive case mode. What this does is it moves all the information on your screen on the lower part of the screen, so you can see your settings, your battery level, and you can access all the functions using just those 2 buttons. The top one will be to switch modes if you short press it, and to turn off and on the camera if you long press it, while the bottom one will be to start and stop video, photo, or whatever you're taking. Of course, to get the highest quality and the latest updates, always update your firmware before putting it inside the dive case and before shooting in the water. To take maximum advantage of the increased quality in the Invisible Dive Case Pro, we recommend shooting in 8K 30 FPS, because if you shoot in 60 FPS, you have to downgrade your quality to 5.7K, and you're not really taking advantage of every little detail that you might capture with this super high sharpness dome. For all the other settings, we basically keep all the standard ones, but we'll put you a full list right here so you can copy and paste. But if you shoot in low light conditions, so for example later in the day, deep when you're scuba diving or inside a cave, a great feature that you can use is the PureVideo mode. So instead of selecting video, you select PureVideo. The settings remain the same as before, but the AI and the magic inside this camera will automatically clear it up and reduce all the noise that is due to the low light conditions.
Great, now your camera is ready, but how do you make the best out of it? Here's a few tips that might actually help you out. Let's start with how you hold the camera and position yourself. The arms stay nice and close to your body so you look effortless and graceful in your movements. Make sure to hold the invisible selfie stick right at the end, and then position the camera so that one lens is always facing you. What we usually do at that point is then think about where the light is, where the sun is. So if the sun is coming up from right here, we will point the edge of the camera towards the sun. If the sun is maybe a little to the side, we will point it a little this way. The purpose of that is to take full advantage of the quality of this new dome. Like all underwater domes, the sharpest part of the image is going to be right at the center of the lens. So you want to make sure that that's pointing at you so that your face is super sharp and in super quality. Doing that and making sure that the edge of your camera is pointing towards the sun will make sure that you don't get any flares in your image. This is also why these black kind of screens have been put in the dive case, and they work really well. Next, use light to your advantage. Light is as important below water as it is above. So make sure to point your camera towards the sun so that the light is shining right on your face. This will enable you to capture the best colors possible. If instead you want some of the light rays as well as good colors, you can kind of shift 3/4 towards the sun so that the sun is not right in front of the camera, but kind of a little bit to the side. But always make sure you're not backlit if you want good colors. Finally, here's other great ways to use this camera. You can try dropping it on the seafloor, swimming around it, and using it as a tripod at the bottom. Otherwise, you can just leave it there and let the wildlife get close to it. Animals typically are attracted to the flares, so it's going to be likely to give you really good interactions. Then you can use it for swim-throughs. It's one of the best ways to take advantage of the full 360 view. Inside wrecks or caves is always very fun. And if you have large schools of fish or a pod of dolphins, it's always super fun to film them with the 360 camera and take full advantage of this super wide view.
Now that you've completed a super successful dive and you captured all of that magical 360 footage, it's time to turn on your camera, connect it to your phone, and translate it into a 2D image ready for your screens and for sharing. The main thing you have to do is to choose your field of view, because you can select any frame you could possibly want in all directions. And the best way to do that is with the Insta360 native apps. So either on your phone or on your laptop, depending on what you prefer. Along the timeline of your video, you want to select multiple keyframes, which will determine your field of view, like how wide it is, where it's pointing, and your main goal is to keep your subject or the story you're telling in the center of the video so that your viewers can understand what the video was about. There's multiple ways of doing this inside the app. You can do it manually, you can do it with AI tracking, you can add then transitions between all the shots and all the movements that you do. And it's very easy to follow. There's a lot of tutorials within the Insta360 app. When reframing your video, you might notice that the light is changing depending on where you point it. That is because of the new adaptive tone feature, which is absolutely incredible. You point it to a dark area of the image and it will automatically brighten it up. You point it to a bright area of the image and it will automatically lower the exposure to make sure nothing is too bright and nothing is too dark. That is a super cool feature that the X5 now has and that you can take full advantage of simply with the Insta360 app. If you want to spice it up, when you're finished all your montage, you can use Aquavision 3.0. It's a new version of Insta360's popular underwater filter. Now it uses AI to learn from each clip that you shoot. It sees it and it gives you 4 different options of color grading that you can fine tune so that you can choose your preferred look and nail exactly the colors that you want.
So let's wrap this up.
Pro dive case, pro level performance. If what you're looking for is the highest possible image quality, then this is for you. Yes, it's larger, it's heavier, it takes more effort to drag through the water, but it delivers the highest quality 360 footage underwater that you could possibly get.
If this sounds too much for you, don't worry though, because the regular dive case for the X5 delivers great quality nonetheless, and it's much easier to travel with.
If you have any questions, drop it in the comments below.
That's all for today.
Ciao.
Ciao.